Greetings everyone, my name is Gerald Post and I want to thank you for joining me here again today on this YouTube channel. Last fall in 2024 I posted a video about our first ever RV purchase, a brand new Winnebago Access travel trailer. Like many of you, I assumed everything would work out just fine, especially given Winnebago's long-standing reputation. After all, with years of experience, you'd expect them to have perfected their manufacturing process. At least that's what we thought.
Winnebago actually started out as Modernistic Industries in 1958.
As it turns out, we were in for quite the surprise. I won't drag this out with endless details, so I'll move quickly through each issue. I have video and photos to help you see what we discovered. The list is over 27 items long. 2 of them I attribute to the dealership, but the remaining ones, that is all on Winnebago's lack of craftsmanship. But before we begin, I apologize for the delay in posting this video. In part 1, I mentioned I'd have this video up on YouTube December of 2024. It's now mid-February. The truth is, I expected the dealership to have completed the repairs by now, but they still have the RV and are waiting for Winnebago to approve all the repairs. It's now estimated to be ready sometime next month in March. Just to put that into perspective, I dropped it off last September. The last delay occurred because the dealership had damaged the RV. So let's get into it. The first problem we discovered was when we were driving home. My wife noticed a dent in the front siding while looking in the rearview mirror. Here you can see the dent and how high it is above the ground. The second defect was the shower wall separation. By the time we arrived home just 15 miles later, the shower wall had already separated from the existing bathroom wall. Flooring defects. Upon closer inspection at home on the day we picked the camper up, we found 4 defects in the flooring. You can see 2 of them in this photo. I placed bottles on the floor next to these defects. Exposed sharp screw. I do not have a photo or video of this. I guess I figured I didn't need to take one. The screw was protruding from the bathroom wall into the bunk bedroom area, a potential injury hazard. Someone had taken the screw and drilled it right through the wall into the other room. Malfunctioning ceiling light. The ceiling light above the sofa sometimes works and sometimes it doesn't. Faulty side camera brackets. At the time of purchase, the salesperson suggested installing side cameras for safety. Conveniently, Winnebago had already installed camera mounts.
We also have your running lights that are standard, but also is going to be prepped for side camera as well, so you can add that aftermarket if you wish.
So I bought the $700 camera system, only to find out later that both camera brackets Winnebago installed were damaged beyond repair. Malfunctioning camera system. Even after the camera installation, the system still doesn't work properly to this day. Whenever I'm driving down the road and I step on the brake pedal, the system randomly switches between either the left camera or the right camera. To date, no one seems to know why. The camera manufacturer says it's Winnebago's fault for installing the camera system wiring incorrectly. Loose exterior screws. During our first 3,000-mile trip from Wisconsin to Gulf Shores, Alabama, the exterior siding screws started coming loose. One even fell out. Dangerous tire valve stem failure. While traveling at 75 miles per hour, a valve stem on one of the tires cracked, causing a total loss of air pressure in just 12 seconds. Thankfully, I had installed an Amazon tire sensor system, which alerted me in time to pull over safely. Misaligned bedroom cabinetry. Even the dealership staff pointed out how poorly the bedroom cabinetry was installed. Looking at these pictures, I have to ask, did anyone even inspect the camper before it left the factory? Freezer wall crack. There's a visible crack in the freezer wall. It's small, but it's still a defect. Damaged pull-down shades.
But I've got upgraded nice blackout roller shades on all the windows as well.
No video of this one. My wife noticed pinholes in one of the pull-down shades, so I just added it to the list of repairs. Missing bumper caps. After our first trip, one bumper cap was missing. After our second trip, the other one disappeared. I had to replace both of them. Major air conditioning unit failure. I paid over $1,000 for a second AC unit in the main bedroom. On our trip to Gulf Shores, my son and his wife couldn't get the room cool despite the AC running on full blast 24 hours a day in 90+ degree heat. After we turned the AC off and were headed home from Gulf Shores, we stopped in Mississippi. It was then that we discovered that our brand new $550 aftermarket mattress was soaked at one end. It turns out the AC unit was freezing up due to improper airflow, causing ice to build up. When we turned the AC unit off, the ice melted and drenched the bed. The reason? You're not going to believe this. When installing the AC unit, Winnebago failed to cut away the felt roof lining to allow airflow. The dealership later fixed it, but how did this pass quality control? Water leak under kitchen sink. Before we even left on our first trip, I noticed leaking water under the kitchen sink. It wasn't a pressurized line, so I just tightened the sink drain and just did it myself. Improperly applied exterior coating. This was a dealership issue. I paid the dealership $1,350 plus tax to apply a Serma-Plate armor spray to repel dirt and grime. The dealership, however, sprayed it over existing dirt, making it completely useless. They say it will be reapplied after the defects are corrected. Hazardous cabinet handle. You cannot see it in these photos, however, one of the cabinet handles has a sharp protruding edge that could have cut someone. Broken sliding door bracket. The plastic bracket at the bottom of this sliding door is supposed to keep the door in place. It was broken from the start. Popping ceiling staples. Several staples were visibly protruding from the ceiling panels. I did the best I could by pushing them back in until I discovered too many of them. Then I just added it to the repair list. Loose exterior storage seals.
First off, when we're up front here, we have a thicker core baggage door. It's going to give you tighter fit and finish as well as better heat and cold transfer.
The seals around the exterior storage compartment started coming off. I did the best I could and siliconed one of them back on and reported the other one. Bedroom paneling separation. I didn't take any photos of this at the time, however the bedroom paneling under the window was coming off the wall. It was separating where the two panels come together. Malfunctioning stabilizer jack. One of the 4 stabilizer jacks worked just fine, until it didn't. It became unreliable within the first month, forcing me to use the manual crank.
Another standard feature is going to be 4-point power stabilization jacks. You'll have 2 buttons in the front as well as 2 buttons in the rear. You can control all 4 corners independently. You're not going to have to get a crank to actually manually stabilize all 4 corners when you get to your campsite.
I later found out that the control wire was shorting out the jack, causing it to only work intermittently. Unsealed openings for rodents. I noticed an unsealed hole under the camper and placed where water pipes and other pipes exit the floor. A perfect entry point for mice. Every other pipe was sealed except this one. Overheating kitchen cabinet? You heard me right. For some reason, when the heater was on, our silverware drawer became so hot that you could feel it when picking up a utensil. I mean, it was so hot in there that if you would have left a candy bar in the cabinet, it would have melted into a puddle. Exterior pull-out grill issue. The exterior pull-out grill wouldn't fully extend. It was somehow being obstructed, preventing it from being pulled out the final 2 inches. I repaired this on my own. There were 2 screws holding down the refrigerator that were too long. I used a cutting wheel and trimmed them down to the correct size. I'll just mention that upon picking up the camper, there was a missing door key, the refrigerator door was scuffed, the toilet seat was scratched, the exterior decal under one of the windows was starting to peel off, there was a noticeable scuff mark on the exterior front siding, and there was no sink stopper in the bathroom. I guess I'll let that one slide. The final straw, dealership damage. After waiting months for repairs, I got a call on February 8th, 2025. Quote, "Mr. Post, I have some bad news. One of our employees was moving your RV and hit another RV. This caused damage to the right rear side of your camper," unquote. They sent me a photo of the damage. My final thoughts, honestly, accidents happen. Although someone at the dealership wasn't paying attention and damaged our first ever camper, it was just that, an accident. As for the misapplication of the $1,300 Thermoplate coating, someone should be checking the work of those that are working on expensive projects to ensure customer satisfaction. Would I buy again from this dealership? Yes, I would. They have never complained to me that I was being too picky or made unsubstantiated claims. As for Winnebago, that's a different story.
Winnebago is committed to legendary quality, premium features, and innovation. We hope that you can see in the all-new conventional travel trailer Access that Winnebago has brought that to the end consumer.
For a company that is publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange, WGO, you would think that they have their act together. Not so much, I guess. If you look at this graph over the past year, it looks like they've been losing money. This has been a nightmare experience from Winnebago's poor quality control. I wanted to share my experiences to warn others who are considering any camper purchase. Even after doing my homework on which RV to purchase, I think it just may be a roll of the dice. Hey, if you found this video helpful, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in our next video, a trip to Niagara Falls, USA. Remember, be safe and be blessed.